I would like to wish a very pleasant evening to all the bad bitches and everyone else. Hey. My name is Iris Delaney and welcome to my YouTube channel. I feel like I'm in an appropriate time to tell this story because I have really grown and healed as a person after this, and I really needed like a fucking year or two just to like mentally let myself like sit in it, you know? So on my channel thus far, I have recorded a little bit about my transition and going on hormones, a skincare routine, and bleaching my hair and eyebrows. This video is not going to be that. Today I'm going to be doing a story time about how I accidentally ended up in a meth house. If y'all don't like to hear about sex, drugs, etc. and that triggers you, I recommend coming back for another video. I promise I have a bunch of juicy stories that don't contain this, but most of them do, just a fair warning. So since I have finally grown from this story, I wanted to tell it because it's really fucking insane and it's really chaotic. Y'all have to understand I'm a Sagittarius sun rising and I have an Aquarius moon. So she's a little crazy over here. So just keep in mind that my intention throughout this whole entire thing was just to get dick. I was not planning to catch any feelings, get a man, like none of that. I promise you. I see this guy on Grindr and he messages me. Honestly, he was a little bit older than me. He was like 28 and I was like, oh my God, that's cute. He's not grooming me. He is. He's always grooming you if you're younger. Remember that. Anyways, I thought he was attractive at the time and we were messaging back and forth because he messaged me, y'all get the gist, y'all know what's going to happen, yada, yada, yada. After talking a little bit on Grindr, we planned to meet up that night in my dorm room. And I decided that since my roommate was going to be gone for the night, that I was going to have a little fun. Let's call him Jimmy. Later that evening, Jimmy comes over and he is fucking me profusely on my bed, my couch, my counter. And honestly, it was good. I unfortunately have to admit it was good, but unfortunately, most of the time, if he's giving you good dick and he's a cis straight man, he's toxic. Just keep that in mind. 6 in the morning and I have an 8 a.m. class. So naturally I get ready, I get up. I still had to go to school. I was not going to let fucking dick get in the way of my education. After all that craziness, he walks me down to the bus and he says, hey, I would love to take you on a date. I would love to have you to come over to my place tonight and we can just hang out. I can buy you food and we can just have a cute little date night. At the time I was like, oh my gosh, like a guy likes me. I am so in love. Like, I can't believe someone is literally giving me a shed of attention. Literal headaches. Literal headaches. As I agree to go and he says, perfect, I will pick you up across the street from your school after you get out of your last class, which was at 2:30. Tell me why. I have a great day. I am so excited. I'm not even tired, even though I literally stayed up all night, literally getting railed by this man. I was still excited. I still had butterflies. I was like, oh my God, Jimmy, I'm so excited. Like literally writing his name in my notebook, being just a dumb bitch, y'all. I had my stupid face on, let's be real. It was 2:31. I rush across the street from my school because I want to see him. He doesn't pick me up in a car, which I don't know why, but like I automatically thought he was, which is fine because I thought maybe he lived close, but tell me why this man has a 43-year-old best friend that's with him. And if you think you're confused right now, like same. Obviously I go up to them and I'm like, who's that? He then explains to me, oh, this is just my friend. Like, we're roommates. I thought since we were both down in Denver, like, we would just drive down together. I hope that's okay. Blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, okay, that's fine. Like, this is so fucking weird because I'm literally 18 and they're both so much older than me. Yikes. Poor baby Iris at the time was not secure in herself and did not know any boundaries. So she went along with the red flag. And when I say that was the worst decision I could have made, I wish I would have just turned back. So I end up going with him and this 43-year-old man, which I have no idea his name. I was literally too scared to remember. I was still genuinely confused on why he was with us. But anyways, they were like, all right, let's walk to a pipe shop I live in Colorado, so I have always been accustomed to weed. It's always been around me. And so as we're walking to the store, I literally was offered weed in a pipe by both of them. And I was like, nah, I'm not gonna take that. I'm already tired from before, and I thought we were gonna be in a car, and we're walking all around to go to this pipe store to get something that you don't even need. But like, I'm fine, right? They're both in the store for like literally 30 minutes. I'm like, it's not that hard to choose one that you like and walk out, right? Like, I was just sitting there kind of being annoyed. I was 18 at the time, so I'm pretty sure I wasn't even allowed in there because like they bumped the age to 21. After the 30 minutes we were in there, we left. Do you want to go get some food? And I was like, yes, I'm starving. Before I even like told him to meet up, we were having a conversation, and he knew that I was vegan. So he was like, oh yeah, let's just go to McDonald's. And if y'all know, there's literally nothing to eat that's vegan at McDonald's. Nothing. I'm almost positive even their fries still have milk. So when we arrived at McDonald's, I was really done at this point. I kind of just wanted to go home, and I just didn't want to be around him anymore. But his friend ended up going to the bathroom after we got our food. Well, they got their food and I got a drink. At this time, I was also really poor, so I wasn't able to drive or get an Uber back at the time myself. So I was just kind of like stuck in a way to go with him because he was going to be my only way back home. With him being the only resource I have to get home, I decided that I was just going to Uber with them and go to his house. Me, Jimmy, and 43-year-old man, we're all in this Uber. It's really quiet. It's really awkward. Like, they know the vibes. They know I'm giving off energy that's weirded out. I'm scared. I don't know where they're taking me. Arrive at their house, which is like 35 minutes away from where I live. 35 fucking minutes. He did not tell me how long it was going to be. And to be fair, I didn't ask, but like, how the fuck are you just like paying for Ubers like 35 minutes from my place, like there and back, for it to be a motherfucking trap house? We finally arrive at the house, and I am already terrified because there's kids running out in the front yard. There's parents outside on the porch smoking. There's a lot of chaos going on inside. And I'm like, who the fuck lives here? Like, he said that he had this one 43-year-old roommate, but I have no idea who the rest of these people are. I already knew that I was in a very sketchy and scary situation when they took me to the garage, and they took me to like this like underground like basement crawl space, I think is the word for it. Take me to this crawl space, and I immediately see down there a whole bunch of people, for one, on one side of the room. And then on the other side of the room, I see a plethora of every single drug I think on the planet. Like, I have never seen this many drugs in one place. I have never seen so many different types of drugs in one place. It's literally around so much meth. My stomach drops. I see all these drugs, and I literally have only smoked weed at this point, by the way. I was looking on the counters, like obviously in shock, right? That I'm like in the presence of this much meth and drugs. And he's like, oh, you do party favors? Like you do meth? Like you do crack? As if I was like going to say like, oh my God, yeah, like pass me some fucking crack. Really scared at this point because there was so many people around me, and they were low-key judging me because I was not taking it with them. They were like, all right, at this point, like you're gonna have to do something. Like you're not just gonna be down here and do nothing. And they were like, oh, take a dab, which is basically like a concentrated THC. It gets you high like weed, but it's not weed. It's like way more like extreme. I did not want to take this, for one. I said no so many times, but they were already taking so many different types of drugs, and they were just like, here, take it. And I was at that point really scared and really being pressured into it. So I take this dab, and when I say thank you God that it was literally just like THC concentrate and nothing else in that, it was nothing else. So I literally have to thank God. I'm so grateful for that. Anyways, I take this dab. I feel really uneasy. I have no idea if it's laced with anything else. Like, all of these people around me are tripping. They're literally listening to a podcast, which was indeed in English, but I still have no idea what they were saying. It was so weird, y'all. It wasn't even proper sentences that they were forming. It was just like complete gibberish, weird sentences and structures being put together, and I had no idea what the fuck they were doing or who these people were. I was so scared. Jimmy comes up to me and passes me these pair of VR goggles, and he's like, oh, put them on and like see what's around you. Like, you're gonna really like it. When I tell you, he passes me the VR goggles and I put them on and see a 9/11 simulation. What the fuck? Like, what is going on over here? I'm honestly not gonna get into the gruesome details of that one, but it was really fucking livid and it was really fucking scary. And then the next simulation was a little ghost kid running around your room. You would see the room perfectly as it is, but it would remove the people and kind of make it animated, you know? And then there was this like little demon boy just like chasing you around, and like you couldn't like really move like your body, you know? Because I was also, for one, really high, and for two, in a really tight crawl space. And I was just like looking around, like trying not to like be freaked the fuck out by this little boy. Oh my god, like even talking about it makes me scared now. It was one of the most terrifying moments of my life when I finally take off the goggles, because I don't know what they're trying to do or what they're trying to say by that. When I take off the goggles, and I swear it's only been like 5, maybe 7 minutes, they were all like basically asleep. I don't know if they were tripping to the point where they didn't even notice or they were all asleep, but I knew in that moment that it was my chance to escape. When I tell y'all, I crawled out of that crawl space and I fucking ran. I literally swear to God, I ran like 10 blocks because I was so scared that he was going to chase me, run after me, notice that I was gone. And I get 10 blocks and I just start fucking sobbing. I feel so played by this man, and I'm poor. Like I mentioned before, I genuinely had no money. I had like 53 cents in my bank account or something crazy, and I was just not okay. So none of my friends had cars. I literally wasn't able to take the bus because there was nothing near me that took me near my house. I immediately checked Uber and it was way too expensive. Nothing happened, and something in my heart just told me to check Lyft. Thank you, Lyft. I really appreciate you. This is not sponsored. I opened the Lyft app, and by some miracle, by some grace of God, I have a credit that is just enough to get me back to my place. For the Lyft, it took 2 seconds to get there and I was already on the way. The whole way home, I was sobbing in the car and I was just not okay at all, y'all. I'll be completely honest. I felt gross. I felt dirty. I had to like plan like testing for Planned Parenthood because I don't know what the fuck this guy is involved with or doing, and I just felt so gross. I finally got home safely. I was literally taking a shower, scrubbing off everything because I felt disgusting from that whole entire day, from him even touching me at all. I get out of the shower and I see a notification from my phone, and it's from Jimmy. He sends me this long text about how I'm just some dumb slut, whore, bitch, fucker, whatever. Honestly, I didn't even read the whole thing. I was like, blocked. You have no brain, blocked. Blocked. I don't need to talk to you, blocked. I blocked his number after not even reading that full text. I went to his Grindr profile and blocked his ass there as well. And that is the end of the story. I know that is really chaotic and there is really no answer. I have no idea really where he went now. Yeah, y'all, that's basically the rest of the story time. I got tested for all STDs a week later because I was not playing around with that, and fortunately came back negative. Overall, learned a very important lesson, and that was to never trust men and don't go on Grindr. Thanks y'all so much for coming on to my channel, and if you liked this video, please be sure to give it a big thumbs up, subscribe, turn on that little notification bell, because you know I'm going to be coming all of 2021 with content, fashion, photography, and so much more. Bye y'all.